Hello, YouTube friends. This is Richard Mabey with Richard Mabey Presents. I'm very excited about this new format. I now have a stand for my camera, so I don't have to hold the camera while I'm talking. And I've got my little desk here in the garage. I'm going to work on setting up a little background, maybe put some posters up, that kind of thing. But for now, it's one step at a time for the Richard Mabey Presents show. I don't know where to begin. I'm very excited about this. For my birthday, a good friend of mine gave me this pen, and I think you get a kick out of it. You can read it. Focus there. It reads Mabey Sales and Services. So I kind of cherish it, So that's neat. And a while back I read Psalm 1, but it was kind of hard to hold the camera, hold the Bible. And now I got a table, I got a stand for my camera. So I'm going to read some Psalms. Since I already read Psalm 1, I'm going to go to Psalm 2. Why? Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. The Lord shall have them in derision. Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath, and vex them in his sore displeasure. Yet have I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion. I will declare the decree. The Lord hath said unto me, thou art my son. This day I have begotten thee. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Thou shalt break with them a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. Be wise now, therefore, O ye kings, be instructed. Ye judges of the earth, serve the Lord with fear, and rejoice with trembling. Kiss the Son, lest he be angry, and ye perish from the way, when his wrath is kindled but even a little. Blessed are ye that put their trust in the Lord. Psalm 2. I was going to read, originally I planned on reading in maybe 3 or 4 Psalms, but I like the idea. I'm going to try it for a while just to read one Psalm. I have other things I wanted to cover here. Let me take a little sip of tea. As many of you remember, when I was trimming Foxy's tree, the oak tree in my front yard, this little doohickey snapped off. So I was going to go to McDonald's and buy a hot cup of tea just to get another one of these, because I like the idea that it's connected and I can bend it back. I mean, I can still do that, but I like the idea to have one that's still connected. So, alas, it's still broken. I got it on my to-do list to buy another one. So let me take a sip of tea here. That's good. Kind of soothes the voice. I have some scout patches at random that I wanted to show everybody. This one's very, very dear to my heart. And I'll show it to you here. I'm getting used to doing this. This is for Camp Alamucci, Mount Alamucci Scout Reservation. It's got a deer on it, the scout symbol, a Native American in a canoe, the big lake at Camp Alamucci, and the pine trees in the background at Camp Alamucci. This patch was designed by Mr. Jack Floyd. He was the assistant scoutmaster of the troop the Boy Scout troop I was in, Boy Scout Troop 170 of Lincoln Park. And Jack was the assistant scoutmaster for, at least 35 years. He holds the record as the longest continuously serving assistant scoutmaster of Boy Scout Troop 170, and I believe the longest continuously serving assistant scoutmaster of one single troop in all of the Boonton district. And the Boonton district took in in the heyday, took in like 40 troops or more. This one is from 1981. And the Boy Scouts of America was doing a pitch. Scouting is for everyone. You know, the cool kid, the nerd, the intellectual kid, the artistic kid, the athlete. Scouting is for everyone. And this was a big scouting event, involved the entire council, which consisted of 2 counties, Morris County and Sussex County. So, my goodness, it had to be at least 300 troops or more. And that's this one here. I confess I was never too crazy about this patch. This was not designed by Jack Floyd. And it's just, you know, it's kind of like, I hate to say it, kind of like store brand white bread, you know. I hate to say it, but, and I'm a great fan of scout patches, but this one's just, it's just a dud. I mean, I like it and it's in my collection, but it's kind of a dud. They were trying to get scouting, and there's not a year on this. It was in the, I think it was around 1979, 1980. If anyone knows the exact date that this pitch advertising campaign in scouting was done, let me know in the comments. This is a Touchdown for Boy Power. And you see it's a football helmet. And I'm all for sports. I wasn't, as a boy, as a teenager, I wasn't good at sports. But I like sports. I like baseball the best. But I had rheumatic fever when I was 12, so I wasn't real good at sports. But this kind of cracked me up because, you know, the scouting was about, going on the Appalachian Trail, at least in New Jersey, going down on the Delaware for a week-long canoe trip down the Delaware, camping, learning the constellations, cooking, and survival cooking, backpacking, that kind of thing. A compass, map and compass. So, this was done. I'm convinced this was done by a major advertising agency, and I worked for ad agencies in the editorial department for about 10 years of my life. I worked in 3 different ad agencies, but that's another story. But I think this was done by a major ad agency, and I'll be blunt, I don't think they knew anything about scouting. I'll just be blunt about it. This is one of my oldest patches. A 1968 Camporee. I was 7 years old at the time. A good friend of mine gave this patch to me, and I cherish it. I like this patch a lot. This is for the 1960 BSA encampment, Boonton District. Doesn't say whether it was the fall Camporee or the spring Camporee. Now the nice thing about this is it's got the little hook, so you didn't have to bother your mom to sew it on, or sew it on yourself. But in reality, 95% of the kids, their moms sewed the patches on their uniform. I know how chauvinist that sounds, but that's the way it was in the 1960s. But the nice thing here, you could just button it on, because you had the spring Camporee, you had a spring Camporee, fall Camporee, you had the help out with the Gold Rush, the Cub Scout Gold Rush, you had the Klondike Derby, then you had summer camp, you had a few other events. So basically about every 2 months you were changing the patch. So this thing was, now I love this because you can see you got the scout. It's one of the patches where the scout emblem isn't just also on. It's the scout patch, the scout emblem is the star of the patch. It's the shining diamond of the patch. You have a Native American teepee, and I like the red, white, and blue lettering. The red, white, and blue color scheme of it. One of my most cherished patches. And let's see what else. I'll do one more here. I've got a whole big stack of these, but this is something. What did I do here? I'm getting spaced out here in that one. Okay. This is the Weebo-Ree 1981. This is kind of neat. I think it was in the late 70s. They started having Camporees for the Webelos. Now, a Webelo stands for We Be Loyal Scouts. When they but it was a Cub Scout. It was when a boy was 10 and a half years old, back in my day, and they were a Webelo for 6 months, and they had the Webelo, just Webelos themselves. It was kind of neat, and I think either a father had to come with the boy, or a guardian, or it could be an uncle. Like say the father had passed away, or the father was working at, wasn't able to attend. An uncle, or that kind of thing could accompany the boy. But here it is here. They called it a Weebo-Ree. And again, the Native American teepee. And this is the Arrow of Light, and that's when a Cub Scout would finish the Webelos program, and he had a book, and it was quite a little bit of work they had to do to earn the Arrow. I earned the Arrow of Light. There's quite a bit of work to it. You had to know about 12 different knots. You had to know the history of America. You had to know and understand the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. And I think you had to know some first aid. And there were some other things yet. A little bit of map and compass. You had to go on a hike, go on a camp out, that kind of thing. But I like the gray, the way the gray and the bright yellow kind of complemented each other in there. And I like the little tribute to the Native American. I think this is a nice touch. Well, that's about it. Now, oh, I got one more thing. I'm trying to set this up. I'm trying to find my way here to set up a little program, light and fluffy. I don't want to get into like, I like this guy for president, and I want this guy for mayor, and I want this guy for governor, and I don't want to get into that. But my dad collected these little cars. I did not say the company that manufactured them, but this was always one of my favorites, and I cherish this one. It's very cool. It's a surfer's car. I think it's a 57 Chevy. Now, of course, it's backwards, But I think it was really cool. It's got 2 surfboards on the top. It's got some cool graphics. I keep this on my desk. My desk where I write from, not my desk in my garage, but it's just a very cool car. I really like it a lot. So that's about covers this episode of Richard Mabey Presents. Hey, if you would hit the like button, smash the like button, helps me out with YouTube and that kind of thing. And also, please do subscribe. I appreciate it. I'm a guy starting out. I'm learning how to do this. You can see my background. I'm working on my background. I'm not holding the camera anymore. I got this little stand now. I'm moving ahead a little bit. So there are some other things I wanted to cover, but we are now into about 17 minutes. I don't want to. I'll give you a little teaser. What I did want to do is this belonged to my dad. This was the Boy Scout Handbook for 1950. Handbook for boys. Bring it back a little bit. And it's got some really wonderful, fantastic woodcut drawings, woodcut prints. And I wanted to share them with you. And I had that planned for today, but I'm almost going into 18 minutes. I want to try to keep it like under 25 minutes. I don't want to bore you to tears. So let me know how you like my format. Give me ideas. I'm just a guy, an old retired guy, trying to do a little YouTube show. So I'm gonna close for now. Stay healthy, stay strong. Until my next video. See you then.